The cafeteria smelled of burnt beans and polished steel. She balanced a tray with trembling hands, head bowed low, trying to stay invisible among the uniforms that filled the room. The order had been barked at her. Serve the coffee, keep quiet, don't make a scene. But when she turned, the tray rattling against her chest, her eyes locked with his. The general. His face went pale, his fingers frozen mid-gesture. A silence swept the hall, as though every breath had been stolen. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love knowing who's listening. Her name was Claire, and 10 years earlier she had walked away from this world of medals and orders, leaving behind a past marked by scars that no one here knew. They called her a deserter, a ghost who had abandoned her own. She never expected to see him again, the man whose decisions had carved those scars deep into her skin. But fate has a way of circling back. She thought she had buried that chapter forever. She was wrong, the soldiers whispered, eyes darting between her tray and the general's face. He tried to mask his reaction, but his hand trembled against the polished table, betraying a fear few had ever seen in him. Claire felt her pulse thunder in her ears, each beat carrying the weight of memories she had locked away. The desert heat, the midnight ambush, the order that left her squad stranded. His order. For a moment, she considered fleeing, letting the shadows swallow her once more. But another thought gripped her, burning stronger than shame. The faces of those she had fought beside, the ones who had not returned. If she left now, their truth would die with her. The tray clinked as she set down the cups. The hall was heavy with silence, broken only by the scrape of a chair as one soldier leaned forward. His voice was quiet but sharp. "General, you know her?" The question cut through the air like a blade. The general's eyes flicked to the room, searching for control, for authority. But the walls themselves seemed to close in. Claire stood taller now, her trembling gone. Her voice was low, steady, unshakable. "He knows me. He knows exactly who I am. And he knows what he left us to face that night." Gasps rippled through the hall. Some soldiers lowered their eyes. Others clenched their fists, waiting. The general's jaw tightened, the mask of command cracking at its edges. The moment teetered between collapse and revelation. Would they believe her? Or would power, once again, silence truth? Then, from the back of the room, a young officer rose. He was barely more than a recruit, his uniform still crisp, but his voice carried with conviction. "My brother was in that unit," he said. "He never came home. If she speaks, we should listen." The tide shifted. Chairs scraped back, soldiers standing not in defiance, but in quiet solidarity. Their eyes, once fixed on Claire with suspicion, now turned toward the general with questions unspoken, but loud enough to echo in the hollow of his chest. The general's lips parted, but no words came. His power, the command he wielded with ease, was gone. In its place was a man haunted by decisions he could not outrun. Claire felt the weight lift from her shoulders, not because justice was fully done, but because silence had been broken. In that room, truth stood taller than rank, because kindness doesn't vanish. It waits, and it finds its way back. She had walked in carrying coffee, but she left carrying something far greater. The voices of those who had been lost, finally heard through her courage. If this story moved you, take a moment to share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this. Because every voice matters, especially the ones they tried to silence.